Let's talk about the desperate final days of the Donald Trump presidency and our agenda for justice in a post-Trump America. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner. You know, Donald Trump's days in office are numbered. There's no two ways about it. If you saw his address to the United Nations this morning, he is not a confident man. He looks like a man ready to lose an election. So we are very soon going to find ourselves having to wrestle with the question, what does justice look like in a post-Trump world? To that end, I'd like to invite you all to a town hall meeting via Zoom tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's being hosted by Eric Swalwell. It was organized by Congressman Swalwell, and he invited myself and some other legal analysts to participate in what he calls a Justice League discussion about justice in a post-Trump America. I'm going to leave the information up here on the screen. And I'll also put it in the description that accompanies this YouTube video so you can find it there. I would love for you all to join us via Zoom. Hopefully there will be an opportunity to ask some questions and we'll try to address justice in a post-Trump America. So Donald Trump's days are numbered, but I don't want to get ahead of ourselves because we have an election coming up and we need to get out there in numbers too big to rig, and we will. And when I say we need to get out there in numbers too big to rig, I want to acknowledge that every day we get feedback and comments from people all over the world. So I tend to talk about we need to get out and vote. And I know, obviously, I'm talking to the American voters, but I also recognize we have people all over the world who are reaching out every day and supporting us. They feel our pain. They know what we're contending with, the lawlessness, the corruption, the callousness of Donald Trump's criminal administration. And you all are there to support us. And we so appreciate it. So I don't want to ever exclude our friends around the globe when I talk about how we need to get out in numbers too big to rig. Can I promise you all something? That we will rebuild our alliances with our friends, with our allies around the world. And I am confident we are going to build them better and stronger than before with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge. So thank you to our friends around the globe supporting us, reaching out, sending us your well wishes. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So let me go back to Donald Trump, because I watched him sleepwalk through his address to the United Nations this morning. If you didn't see it, you might want to dial up just a minute of it. And frankly, if you watch a minute, there's not much more to it, because he didn't put any effort into his very short, pathetic statement to the United Nations. I was really interested to see how reporters were going to handle what they saw this morning in Donald Trump's brief speech to the UN. Here is some of the reporting. This from Slate.com. Trump gives the UN 7 minutes of nonsense. President Donald Trump essentially flipped the finger at the United Nations General Assembly on Tuesday morning, and I don't think the reporter meant the index finger, delivering a speech just 7 minutes long, not quite half his allotted time. Possibly the shortest UN address by a major leader ever. I don't want to quibble with the author, but I take exception with the word leader. Possibly the shortest UN address by a major leader ever, in a monotonously hectoring tone that didn't bother even paying lip service to the body's international ideals, to the ideals of the United Nations. So Donald Trump is not signaling that he is a man who's feeling confident about the upcoming election. He doesn't even seem to want to be in the job anymore, which frankly works out well because we don't want him in the job anymore. You really get the sense that the only reason Donald Trump is running for re-election is to stay out of prison. Because as long as he's a sitting president, he can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue. It could be his political opponent. And the Department of Justice Office of Legal Counsel says you can't indict a criminal sitting president, which is absurd and will have to be revisited once we have a law-abiding president in place. But Donald Trump is not alone in this lack of confidence, this desperation. Look at what Bill Barr's been doing. Bill Barr has stooped to the level of calling American cities juvenile names. New York, you're an anarchist city. Portland, Seattle, you're anarchist city. He's calling cities names to no legal effect. This is desperation. These are people who can feel the power slipping from their grasp. Look at Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. They are willing to look supremely foolish to not only their constituents, not only the entire American population, but the world, when they're on video 4 years ago saying there will not be a confirmation hearing for a Supreme Court nominee in the fourth year of Donald Trump's presidency. And now they're doing exactly that. These are not men who are confident they're going to remain in power such that beginning in January, they'll be able to install a Supreme Court justice. No, they have to cram it through now in the most unseemly way. So, what does justice look like in a post-Trump America? Well, the one thing I can tell you, folks, is this old former career prosecutor never said to a victim, and to be clear, we don't have to view ourselves as victims, but America is the victim of Donald Trump. The American people have been victimized by Donald Trump. The immigrants who came here yearning to breathe free, only to have their children taken away from them, put in one cage, and they're put in another, they have been victimized by Donald Trump. I never said to a victim as a prosecutor that the way to heal, the way to put this behind you, is for us to decline to hold accountable the person who attacked you, the person who victimized you, your perpetrator. We just have to turn the other cheek. We just have to let bygones be bygones. Let's put it behind us. Let's decline to hold your attacker accountable. That's the opposite of justice, folks. We tried that with Richard Nixon, a criminal president, a criminal leader of the free world. We said the way to heal is to decline to hold him accountable for his crimes. Yeah, look at how that worked out for us. That's the opposite of justice. It's injustice. It's insanity. And we can't make that same mistake this time around. This time around, in January, that's when we begin doing the hard work of justice to hold Donald Trump accountable and all of his criminal associates, including his criminal family members. And we'll be talking about this tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, at Congressman Eric Swalwell's Justice League event. I hope you'll join us, and I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow.